Okay, so the DVD recorder is flipping me off. I can't record anything on it. So I'm gonna try to fix that, and in the meantime, I think I'm gonna go ahead and review some of my 3DS games. I got a lot of them, but I haven't really gotten the time to review them. So I'm gonna just start from the bottom, and I'm gonna work my way to the end. So I'm gonna start with the Rayman 3D, and I'll probably review this one, and not this one though, because I already reviewed that, so put that away. And then I'll review this one probably, and this, and this. Oh, we'll see how far we can get. So, let's start today with Rayman 3D.
Rayman 3D was one of the launch titles for the 3DS, and I knew it had to be my first 3DS game, while everyone else got Street Fighter. Why didn't I get Street Fighter? Well, simply because I wanted a 3D experience, and I think a 3D platformer delivers that more than a 2D fighting game. Now, I'm sure Street Fighter was great too, but hey, there wasn't much to choose from. Rayman 3D is the millionth port of the classic Rayman 2 The Great Escape, also known as Rayman 64 and Rayman DS. There are so many ports of this game, it'll make your head explode. Often the port is usually a port of another port. The version we have here, for example, is from the Dreamcast version, which I believe was the prettiest one at the time it came out. So I guess it makes sense. This is strictly a port. It does not qualify as a remake at all. I have played many of these ports, and it's surprising how similar they all are. They all have the same menus, same graphics, same displays. But I did notice, however, that the map was very different from what I remember from the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1 version. I guess this is how the map looked like in the Dreamcast version. It's strange how they change only that one thing, when everything else in the game is identical. For this 3DS port, they did of course add a 3D view. Now, it's not as implemented as in something like Ocarina of Time 3D, where every area in the game and every cutscene has an individual depth setting. Here it's the same all the way through, but it works totally fine. However, with this port I did come across a few glitches while playing. Like, some of the sprites are out of proportions. Have a close look at these fish in the water. Their bodies, they're huge compared to the fins. What? And I haven't been drinking at all. Even with a few graphical glitches, the gameplay stays exactly the same. The platforming is just great. Rayman can throw self-guiding balls, he can climb up walls, and he can hover in the air with his helicopter hair. I wonder what wax he's using. One thing I find really badass while being bad and ass at the same time is that in one level they give you the ability to fly as high as you want with your helicopter hair. Wow, that's awesome. But then in the next level you lose the ability. Now, if there is one thing that makes every gamer angry, is when you get a new power-up and then they take it away. What a load of cow farts. Yeah, I know animal jokes are so 2011, I apologize. Another thing that kind of sucks and rocks is that you have a health bar, but you will never ever experience dying from losing all of your health. 99.9979 infinite % of the time you will die from falling off a cliff or getting knocked off a cliff by an enemy. Nothing in the game will ever deplete your health bar by itself. It's virtually impossible. I dare you. Make it irresponsible. Prove it. Even with some flaws, Rayman 3D is an awesome game and I highly recommend it for any fan of 3D platformers. It's been a while since the last 3D platformer in the Rayman franchise. Now, even though the new Rayman Origins is a masterpiece and I can't wait for the Rayman Legends, I still think we need to see Rayman 4 as a 3D platformer. Now, of course, I also acknowledge the original Rayman, which was a side-scroller and very nostalgic to me. Now, here's an interesting fact though. I do know the first game I ever owned was Super Mario 64, but I have no idea what the first game I ever played was. However, I believe it must have been either Super Mario Land or the original Rayman. But it's hard to tell though.
Well, I got that out of the way. Next game is probably gonna be Nintendogs and Cats. Yes. So it would be nice if you could subscribe to me, press that button right there. I just know the YouTube designed so well. Oh my god. If you're in window mode right now, okay, check this out. Okay, the related videos are on the right, down there, over there, and then the subscribe button is right there, and the rate button or the like button is right there, and then you can see the statistics to how many people have liked right there. And then further up in the corner there, you'll see the YouTube icon. You can click that to go back to the home page. I mean, I'm just great at knowing the page. I mean, really, to the right. That's where all the related videos are. The big line along there. I know, it's on the right. I'm sure about it. That's the right, yes. That's the right. It is, down there. Subscribe button. Rate button. Statistics. How many have liked? How many have not liked? See you later.